Welcome to the first episode of the Editor Pass podcast. I'm your host, Bryan Delimata, and for those of you guys that don't know me, I make educational content for millions of editors online. I'm joined today with my friend Joe, or as a lot of you guys might know him as LT Visual Media, and he shares his story on how he went from working a construction job that he hated to just a few short years later, working for one of the most influential fitness brands in the industry, working with people like Arnold and YG, I Show Speed. He shares his journey on how he's been able to be a successful editor, building a personal brand and selling digital products. There's so much value packed in this podcast for editors. I'd highly suggest you just sit back, enjoy the whole thing from start to finish. Episode 1, welcome to the Editor Pass podcast.
I like how casual this is. This is great.
Dude, I know. We just went from talking about pickleball to going into the conversation, but yeah, dude, like introduce yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
My name is Joe. I go by LT. LT Visual Media is my business name. I'm a editor. I work for YoungLA, that's what I'm mostly known for. I rake the reels on the page. I used to do a lot of photo stuff, but now mostly video work.
So not only are you on the editing side, but you're also doing a lot of video, which is honestly a really common theme with like a lot of the editors that I talk to.
Yeah.
They're not just editors. How did you get into picking up a camera or editing for the first time?
I would say it was back in like 8th grade. It was during that like Hypebeast era, like
Supreme,
Mac Miller, Supreme, Kid Cudi, like all that shit. I just pretty much wanted to get a camera to take photos of my sneaker collection.
Okay.
I had a big like Jordan collection.
Okay, that's cool.
And yeah, so graduation came around, asked for a camera, got a little Nikon like Cool Pics, whatever the fuck it was.
Okay, yeah.
Cheap
like
ass
a digital camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very shitty camera, but it was a camera. That was it. It just sparked my passion for it. I was taking photos of my shoes, you know, just posting them to Facebook and trying to be creative. Yeah, the fitness stuff came around when I got into fitness, and I wanted to document my bodybuilding prep. So I bought a camera. This was during like the vlog time. I wanted to prep series, you know, so invested in a A7 III.
Great camera.
Yeah.
My first camera.
Great.
Or not my first Sony camera. Sorry.
Yeah, it's definitely a camera that I'd recommend as like your first like bigger camera, I guess. Yeah, that was it. Bought the camera, started vlogging myself, and then I started to take some photos of my buddies at the gym, and that was it.
So that was your intro to like getting clients. So you you did it for like yourself during your bodybuilding competition, but then like you were like, oh, I could do this for other people. And
I started taking photos of my buddies, and then it was like, hey, what do you charge? Like, and I was like, whoa, what? Charge? Like, you want to pay me for doing something I do for fun? And that's how it started, man.
Dude, I feel like that's a very common way of getting into it, like figuring out that you can like actually charge, I can charge for this. That's crazy.
The first person that asks you like, what's your rates or something, your mind is just like,
what was your first paid gig? How much was it? Do you remember?
Probably like $100.
$100?
Yeah. Which I still think was like crazy, because like, you're gonna be $100 to do something that I just do for fun.
Well, dude, I think when you're posed with that question, if you don't have an answer ready, it's always like that's kind of the go-to rate, right? Like the $100. Yeah,
which is good.
No, it is. Like,
especially if you're like,
dude, for something you love.
You're young and you're just trying to do like, this is something you're just passionate about, to make $100, you know, to just, hey, get some photos of me. Like you couldn't beat it. And I was just amazed, you know, the first time that someone asked me like, what's your rates? I was like, oh my God.
So how long between the first, what's your rate, and like, I want to try and do this full time? Like how long was that process? Was it?
It was pretty long. It was about year and a half of like just doing it for fun and like practicing, I guess. That's when I made LT Visual Media, which is my business page, you know, because I had my personal IG account, and then I was like, all right, now it's time to like separate
the classic
show people
switch.
my work page. And so yeah, that was it. It was about it's like a year or two of just like freelancing, having fun, and then I started taking it serious. The
branding aspect and like editing and creating content and being a videographer and everything is so important that like I think a lot of people undervalue it.
Yeah.
Especially maybe not so much in the shooting, but like in the editing side, if you're just an editor, it's like it's so important to have a brand around you as an editor, because it shows people your past work, what you like you can do. Like there's editors out there that aren't as talented but are getting way more work just because they have a brand and they have connections and you get it. But like it's so important for like editors to actually be able to understand.
Yeah, listen, I'm honest with myself. I know there's a million editors that are better than me. There's guys that are killing it, have skills that I've never even heard of. They can do things that they know programs that I don't even have. What separates me and them is like the personality and the connections, and like I'm more of a face. You know, there's a face to my brand. Then a lot of these guys, they just stay behind the scenes, which is good. Like they're still killing it, but I think it's this day and age, it's important to really put yourself out there as who you are as a person and your personality, and like, because that's what's also going to bring you more opportunities and more connections, is being like a good, genuine person and making connections with these people in real life, not just through work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, it is so important. And I've always said this, but I think the music producing community, like leads the editing community by like 3 to 5 years. And it's like when you see these superstar producers that are like damn near celebrities at this point, right? It's like now you look at the editing space and it's like, all right, well, there's not really much of that, but there's like these micro people inside of it. And then there's like, I'm from the music video space. So like Cole Bennett's a great example. Like great, like the craziest brand behind being a music video editor and director, right? Like he has Lyrical Lemonade, the drink.
Actual lemonade.
Lemonade, the drink. He has Summer Smash, the festival. He has clothing. He has obviously the music videos. I think he has a distribution company. So many avenues. And he was able to do all of that just because he had a very solid brand in music video. He wasn't afraid to show his face or show his personality or link up with other artists and like post pictures and stuff. And like I go to a lot of these editor pages and there's not a story or anything. It's just their work and that's it. And I think that when I first found LT there was some kind of real, I think I might have found you through something through YoungLA, but then I went to your page and I saw that you had quit your job and like you told a story and I was like, that's cool. That's like, that's someone that like I can buy into that brand. Whereas if you were just showing like your photos of like gym pics, bro, there's thousands of people doing that. Like, I don't really care that much.
I would actually say like good percentage of my audience follow me for my story, not my work, which I love. You know, people got attached to the connection that they have, the relatableness. Like they were able to relate to my story. They look at me as like I'm in this crazy position doing all these cool things, shooting these crazy people, but I came from a position of like, oh, he used to do construction, like that's crazy that he's doing this now. And that's how people were able to like, you know, like really buy into my vision and my story and my goals and like want to listen to my content, like listen to my podcast, listen to my vlogs. And I'm really proud of that. I'm proud that like I put myself out there because I was scared at first, but me telling my story changed everything for me. And that's something I was scared to do, but it really changed my life.
That's probably one of the biggest nuggets and pieces of advice for editors or honestly anyone in like just creating content. But it's like sharing your story and don't be afraid. Well, not don't be afraid because everyone's afraid. Like my first like tutorial, I come from like editing tutorials and stuff. My first tutorial, dude, you can literally see me being scared on the camera, but I did it. I edited it and I posted it.
Oh, dude, your old videos compared to now, it's 9 days.
It's crazy, and I'm still like not all
in
the way.
In a good way.
I'm still not. Yeah, I'm still not all the way there. Like I know I can be more confident and I can experience more things and stuff. And like doing this podcast is putting me a little bit like in an uncomfortable position because I've never ran a podcast before. Yeah, everyone's uncomfortable with it. You just have to push through that because that's what separates you being just an editor that's paid average and having average work to being a top tier editor that's at the top of the industry of whatever you're doing.
Separate yourself. Like a lot of these guys you see, the viral trending content, the guys you see on the Explore page, it's because they're putting themselves in front of the camera, behind the scenes. They're nasty editors for sure, but you recognize them from like BTS work, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Them just like doing tutorials and taking you guys behind the scenes and doing the mic'd up videos. The extra mile they're taking to do that stuff is what's separating them from all the rest of the crowd, the rest of the editors, the rest of the social media guys. We're living like a cool time, you know, it's where creators are becoming like the people in front of the camera and the people that, even if you don't know content, you don't know the fitness world, you enjoy watching a good like BTS, like seeing them shoot the clip and then seeing the result. Like people love that shit.
Well, the funny thing is the editors are now having editors.
Like I haven't.
When I came out here the first time, Joe shot a vlog and he had a filmer for a filmer and editor, and then he went back and edit. Like that's such like a crazy like inception kind of like it's the time we're living in, and to be a successful editor in any regard, I think you almost have to do that. It's not have to do it, but it makes it a lot easier.
No, for sure. Like, and also it's a good feeling knowing that there's hungry guys out there that want to learn. Like Anthony, shout out to Anthony. He's the one that helps film my vlogs. So he'll sometimes like add some captions to videos if I need it. And like he's hungry to learn. He's eager to learn, and I like having him around because one, he's helping me. Two, I'm giving advice, like I'm teaching this kid. Like that's what I looked for when I was coming up. I was always asking questions. That's all I did. I felt annoying at some point. Like I would always message people like, hey, what lens did you use for this? Like, hey, what settings are you using? And like I get those questions now and I just remember being in that position. So I try to always, as much as it's like kind of annoying, like to get the same questions over and over again, I was in that position, and I always try to.
Everyone was, dude. Like, you know, that's the thing. Like, I do my best to reply to as many DMs as possible, because I know that like a simple answer to like what editing software or something can really like help and change someone's life. And that's why I'm building this platform, just to like for people to be able to come in, ask questions, learn from people like yourself and myself, all these other editors, and like actually like pick up game that like there isn't really much of on the internet, because like all the successful editors are like successful in the industry, but they're not like this huge figure yet where they're on podcasts. Like you're a rare case where you have done some podcasts, but most editors, they've never been asked a question in their life. And like it's cool to like shine light on that, because there's so many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of editors and videographers that want to be in a position similar to yours, but they just don't have the access to information of like being able to be like, oh, how did he do that? Speaking of that, let's bring it back. So you were working construction, you were doing your gym content for yourself and then a few other buddies at the time. When was the time that you were like, okay, this is serious, I could potentially do this full time, this could be my job? And just walk me through that process. Like when was like the leap you took?
Well, I would say I was very proactive in terms of reaching out to people and saying like, hey, I'd love to shoot you. Like I wasn't asking for any money or anything. I was just trying to get my name out there, just build my portfolio. So that's when I got connected with a lot of the guys in New Jersey. If anyone watching this knows, like my infamous David Lade photo. Like that's my
actually don't even know, I'm familiar with that.
It's still pinned to my page. It's my first pinned post. And that was the picture that like changed my trajectory. Like it kind of made me feel like, wait, like I could really do something with this. Like he posted it, it got like hundreds of thousands of likes. That's and crazy. Like he loved it. The feedback was crazy. Yeah, so pretty much me being proactive, reaching out to those guys in New Jersey, going to shoot them for free. I didn't get $1 from any of that stuff I did. But Max Taylor, you know Max Taylor? Yeah, him, David Lade, Sawyer, Dom Galena, all these guys they were out in Jersey for the summer. I was just driving an hour after work. Hour there, hour back, hour there, hour back. And just shooting. I was just taking photos, videos, posting, editing that night, staying up all night. That's what really sparked it, because Max Taylor was posting my photos, David Lade was posting my photos, and I was getting traction. People were hitting me up saying like, dude, love your work. It was a lot. Like it was overwhelming. And it was that summer that like, I was like, this is what I'm destined to do. This is what I'm good at. And this is how I'm gonna get myself out of the position I'm in now. Because I was miserable, bro. I hated doing construction, obviously. And
how long were you at your construction job? Like for total?
It's like 3.5, 4 years, maybe. Wow.
Yeah, that's
my dad got me the job. My dad still works at the same company. Grateful as hell for the job. Like it was a good job, but being honest, I don't want to do manual labor the rest of my life. You know?
I get it.
And I found
and you're passionate about something else too.
Yeah. I was passionate about it too. That's what was great. I'm like starting to make money, and I'm like, this is really working. Like this is like a real fucking thing, and that was it. The rest is history.
I have a very similar story to how I got into music videos. I reached out to this recording engineer at a studio in Chicago. I live like an hour away from like downtown Chicago at the time. And I would make the drive to go shoot content for him in exchange for being introduced to his clients, rappers, artists. And that's how I was able to actually rather quickly from shooting free content from him to be able to actually go, get my first music video, like paid gig, which is like really, really cool, because at the time I hadn't ever shot a music video. Like the first music video I ever shot was a paid music video, which is really uncommon actually for music video like directors and editors. But it was just because I was able to provide so much value to someone that was connected, and it sounds like you did a very similar. You kind
of, would you say you proved yourself before the shoot? Like they knew what you're capable of. You didn't have to really prove yourself.
On my Instagram, I definitely had mini edits and stuff. Never any music videos, but I had examples of stuff that I was capable of, and I think the first artist was able to be like, shout out Ryan Major, first music video paid gig, and Eargod, the recording engineer.
And I would say that's the importance of building portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know like people love to hate on social media, hate on Instagram, but like as a creator, Instagram is your portfolio, right? To me, it's more important than your website. Back in the day, it was like website. If you were a photographer, you had to have a cool website with photos. Now it's like IG is everything. So, who's that guy? Oh, let me check out his IG. They go scroll, like whatever's on that page, that's what you have to showcase to these people that are trying to hire you. Like look at your IG as your portfolio, and what do you want? If you're in their shoes, like what are they looking for? Like what do you want to display your best shit? Like
Yeah.
And I think it's cool that you had that established because they were willing to pay you because they knew this guy's capable of doing some dope shit.
Yeah, no, exactly. I think it's very important to, if you're not in that position, if you're listening, you're like, I don't have stuff to prove. Luckily for you, you can go on YouTube, you can download stuff and edit, like make mock edits and stuff, or you can go out and shoot for someone for free or whatever. But like building up, like it doesn't even have to be that much. I think I had maybe a handful of edits out there, like nothing too crazy, but it was enough to be like, okay, I can kind of see how I can get paid. Like, and that was a huge point. Yeah, like narrowing back in on like, when was that like decision, like you were like, I want to take this jump? Like you were saying that summer, whatever, like what did that look like from like your perspective? Like how much maybe were you, like the period where you went from job to like, I'm gonna go for it, were you making a certain amount of money off the freelance stuff or your business, or like what was that like whole kind of like area?
Well, yeah,
like?
I would say that's what really, I started to have like a few weeks where I was making more money on like Friday, Saturday than I did Monday to Friday.
Wow, okay.
At my job, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would do like maybe an engagement shoot or like a car wash promo I always talk about. And I would do 2 shoots and make more money than I did all week in my job.
Yeah.
And I remember going home to like my parents, I'm like, I just made this much money. Like why?
Yeah.
I don't need to work all week. If I could do one more shoot, then I'm making, you know, I could really take care of myself and not have to work 60 hours a week. Yeah, I guess once those weekends started happening where I was making more than my paycheck, that's when it really started kicking. And that's when I was like, all right, I'm going to go to Texas.
Yeah.
And like, just go and see what's out there. Because I was a big fan of Alphalite, Christian Guzman. Like, I knew about that whole industry. So I was like, I'm going to go out there and just experience it for a weekend. I just want to see what it's like and put myself out there. Because I was also still trying to build my portfolio and like take photos. So my buddy Dre was out there. And I just stayed with him for a weekend, made connections, took photos, took videos, came home, back to work. And that's when I was like, fuck this.
That's in.
Yeah, because I got a taste of what life could be like and the people out there. And everyone was so nice and like-minded. Like, dude, let's shoot together. Let's do this. And yeah, once you get that taste of what life could be like on the other side of whatever you're doing, it's hard to go back to your normal job that you don't like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. And so when you decided to go out to Texas for that first time, you didn't really have any other connections other than your one buddy that lived out there.
My one friend, and he didn't really know anybody either.
He was just living there.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's like for editors and videographers and all that stuff, like I think it's so important to go out and actually like experience what different areas are like and like what things could be like, because it really does open your mind. Like you'd be surprised like if you put yourself in a position to network, like it's cringy as it sounds to network, just go out and meet people, right? Like go and talk to people, how like things can transpire through that, like the people you can meet and the opportunities that can come from it. Like you really don't realize until you put yourself in those positions.
Dude, never in my life did I even think of visiting Texas.
Yeah.
And I ended up living there for 2 years.
Nuts.
And that's simply because I took a chance to just go out there and meet people, you know, just like for a weekend. That ended up being the trip that changed my life. Like now looking back, that first trip to Texas changed my life.
So you went, visited for that weekend, went back home, you realized quickly, you're like, okay, I'm done doing this. This is not what I want to do. I want to pursue this.
I was like mentally clocked out. Like I was like, I'm done here.
So how long from then to moving out to Texas was there?
It was literally just a few months. June, July, I went out there for the first time, and then I think I moved in like September.
And then when you moved out there, was there a clear objective? Were you just like, I'm just going to go and whatever?
I went out there. Shout out to Remington James. He's a YouTuber. He gave me my first like opportunity, I guess you could say. And it was just once a week filming a vlog for him.
Okay.
And I was
making, was that a paid gig?
Yeah, like $150 a week, something like that. Which is not a lot.
No,
if you're trying to live off that. No. But he also offered me a position to work in his warehouse, just to like make hourly money packing protein bars and stuff. So I was like, fuck it, you know, like at least I could pay for my overhead, pay my rent, and then while I'm there, I'm gonna fucking grind and try to do more. Yeah, that was my first like opportunity. So I was packing protein bars, shooting a vlog once a week, and then picking up freelance.
And then just being, okay, so for those that don't know, Alphalite or Alphaland is this, it was Alphaland at the time, right?
Alphalite at the time.
Oh, it was Alphalite, the gym. Okay. So it's basically like a gym with a lot of like influencers that make fitness content. It was like kind of like the hub for
it was the hub. People were
fitness.
migrating there.
There was no other spot at the time for fitness content like that.
Yeah.
You would just go to the gym and would you try to like pitch your ideas to people? Like, hey,
I would straight up walk around like, hey, can I get some photos of you?
Yeah.
That was it.
Just of people that you had seen on the internet and stuff.
Because I knew at that point I knew what I was capable of. I knew I was like taking some dope pics. I started making my presets a little bit. So I just knew like, let me just get a photo of you or a few photos, I know you're gonna like them, and I know you're gonna want to post them.
Would you go up and be like, hey, let me get a few photos, also here, this is what I've done? Or would you kind of just ask and like they didn't have to have proof of you?
No, it was kind of both.
Yeah.
I did have the jersey stuff kind of established on my page.
Okay.
Like I had that as my like, hey, I've done this. So people were obviously more interested once I showed them like, oh, this is what I've done. They were like, oh shit, like, oh, I've seen that. Or hearing that was really cool because it's like, oh wow, my photos are reaching people that I don't even know.
A majority of the connections you made in that industry were in person instead of like through the DMs and stuff.
Yeah, well, a lot in person, but
there was also
my roommates that I ended up living with, or that I'm still friends with now, they were the guys that I just DM'd, and I was like, hey, I'm coming to Alphalite this weekend. If you guys want, we'll set up a shoot. And now those are like my friends now that we lived together for 2 years, and all from a DM.
And being out in Alphalite, is that around the same time you met the YoungLA guys, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sush and James went to Alphalite. That was their gym. I was a fan.
Okay.
I used to watch all their videos, and
I remember the time when they were out there. Yeah,
first time I met them, I was like, holy shit! Like I was starstruck. So then got connected with Sush and James because they were just in the gym every day. So I was in the gym every day. So we became close because they were also friends with Remington, who I was working with. Yeah. So they kind of like, oh, okay, Joe's cool. Like he works with Remington. That was like my in with them. Came to the point where they needed someone to shoot like some photos for YoungLA. This was also a different time. There was like 2 people that made content for YoungLA at the time. Sush was like, hey, you think you could do some photos for YoungLA of me? And I was like, yeah, sure. It was a paid gig, actually. Got paid, got the invoice, YoungLA. I was like, holy shit, I shot for YoungLA, you know? And then next thing you know, it's like 2 weeks later. Hey, Joe, we have another drop. You think we could shoot again? Yeah, do it again. And then that was it. Just kept going.
You were kind of contracted by YoungLA for a while. And now are you still contracted, or are you like a salary employee, or how does that look?
No, I'm full time.
Okay, so
I moved out here to work full time for them.
Nice.
Yeah. And it all started from just being present at the gym where Sush was at, and they needed something and I provided the value. It was all about just right place, right time. I always say right place, right time. Obviously I was prepared, but I do owe a lot of my like success to being present in that gym. Everything fell into place for me.
Well, that's the thing. If you put yourself in this positions to win enough times in a row, you're eventually going to.
Yeah, dude, and I put myself in the gym. Like eventually something was gonna happen because I'm there every day.
You're like, all these fitness people are doing content at this exact gym. Let me go there and offer some stuff for free for a little bit.
Yeah, figure out
eventually it will stick.
Figure out what people need and then become that value. I'm surrounded by people that do content for a living. I create content. So it was just right place, right time, and just everything worked out.
That's amazing. That's like I feel like that's such like if you can summarize your whole story, it's just like putting yourself in an uncomfortable position and like you were going up to people and literally asking if you can take photos of them. Like to some people, that's like crippling like anxiety.
No, dude, it was scary.
Yeah, and I'm sure you were scared, but like just those little actions that seem like you can talk yourself out of, you can be like, it's a little uncomfortable, I don't really want to do it. Those little decisions can genuinely like change your life and like the course of like your career. It's worth it to be a little uncomfortable and be a little awkward. Like if you go up and you're a little awkward, no one's gonna be like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, the quote that, I'm not sure who made the quote, but the quote I used to always tell myself while I was there was like, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Get used to this feeling of like being nervous, going to shoots and feeling like you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. I got so used to that. The nerves went away eventually, and I started to really feel confident in myself and my work. Yeah, dude, it's just been a crazy journey.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, well, once you're uncomfortable enough, you realize that like nothing, like even if something goes terribly wrong, it's really not that bad.
Yeah, shit's like, gone wrong, bro. There's shoots that I've deleted shoots before. I've done whole shoots and then deleted the card.
Just like formatted.
Yep.
I have.
It's all part of the process.
Yeah, I've not done that. Knock on wood, but
that's not normal. But
I have recorded like full YouTube videos with like the mic muted or like just it's part of the process. It's not fun and
dude, that's when you learn. Like now formatting after that incident, like I triple check everything. Like I fucking go over. I even like check my hard drive like before I leave. I'm like, one more time, let me check before I format. Yeah. And it's just, and that all came from me fucking up.
The best way to learn is to make the mistakes, right? Yeah, dude. I mean, that's like insane. Like I love that story because it's like it's so doable for everyone. Yeah. I feel like if you genuinely care enough to like whatever industry you're in to find the hub of that and go there and just keep knocking on the door until someone
eventually
answers.
Someone's gonna pick up, dude. And I always like to talk about time, right? Time's everything to me. I think time is literally everything. I used to edit photos in the porta potty, like on my break. Yeah.
That's wild.
So like, say I go that weekend to Jersey,
Yeah.
shoot a bunch of photos. I would literally go in the porta potty with my phone, sit down, fucking Lightroom mobile, saucing up photos, and then I would post at noon on my lunch break. That was like my routine for a while, and it was just every day, bro. Fucking boom, posts, and engagement, people sharing, my followers going up. And this was all coming from like the porta potty, like me at work. Like I had no time. I was working all fucking day, but I made time for that because is all I cared about. Work was work. Like I was just there. My body was there, but I was mentally not there. I was thinking about ideas and things I could do. And I always like to tell that story because like, dude, I didn't have the time, but I fucking made it. I sat in that porta potty.
Yeah. You made the sacrifices.
I mobile, yeah.
The hardest part is transitioning from like having a job and doing something. But as soon as you can like get yourself to that position where you've saved up enough or you make enough consistently, like freelance or whatever, or you're through your business where you can go full time, it becomes so much easier because now you don't have to worry about the other 8 hours of time. You can go and spend that on editing, getting new clients, meeting new people, whatever. And it's like, it's unfortunate because it's the hardest part. I don't want to say the hardest part ever of your career, but it's genuinely like the hardest period, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
because once you taste success, you know what to look for, you know who to like talk to, you know how to like move and what to charge and how long something's gonna take you. Like the thing that's amazing is like over time, you'll become more efficient, you'll be able to charge more, you'll have more work just because of all that stuff, you'll know more people, like there's more opportunities. Everything over time just compounds in your favor as an editor and director. A lot of people I see try something for a little bit and like they're like kind of getting past that breaking point and then just stop. And it's like, it's so heartbreaking because like if you get past that, like that little hump, you can go full. Like
that's when you got to go harder. Like I've had my breaking points where I'm like, dude, this is not working out. Those are the moments that I look back now, and that's when I really became stronger and more confident, and really changed my path. Is overcoming those like moments of fuck. Like I don't think this is gonna work out. I don't think this is for me. Like, am I gonna have to go back to New York? Yeah, dude. Looking back, everything happened for a reason. Everything that happens on your journey, which I'm still on my journey. Like, don't get me wrong. I don't think I made it yet by any means. All these hard times I had, looking back, they felt like the end of the world in the moment. But now it's like, dude, that shit had to happen for me to get here.
It's hard to like, because I've had friends that are going through like periods where they're like trying to go full time and stuff. And I tell them like, dude, I try not to say it from like a non-compassionate way, but it's those little, they feel huge at the time. But they're genuinely little problems if you like stick out the course of everything. And it's challenging to remind people that it feels huge at the time, but it's realistically, you'll look back in 2 years and be like, dude, why was I even worried? Like,
dude, people nowadays, like you could literally build a whole platform from your bedroom, from your phone.
Dude, I mean, like everything that I've done has pretty much was in my childhood bedroom at my mom's house. Up until the last 13 months, I literally was living at my mom's house in my bedroom.
That's why I kind of, this might sound crazy, but I kind of like envy people do that blow up from their bedroom. Because I think about like how much things I had to do to get here, like how many things I had to give up and like move, and it's like you could literally just blow up from sitting in your room making videos, and there's nothing wrong with that. That this day and age, like you could literally start a business from your fucking room, making content, making tutorials, whatever it is you do. Social media is such a cool tool. You could connect with the whole world from this phone right here. You could call somebody right now and who knows where. But I think people need to take advantage of that. Stop only being a consumer and just consuming content, and figure out how you could be on the other side of it, creating and bringing in revenue. And you know how it goes, like building the digital products.
The digital products for an editor is so undervalued because you have a skill that another editor might have a little bit of skill, but like if they just buy your product and buy access to either, it's basically like it's buying access to time saving, but also knowledge. Because if you see how someone does the keyframes and all this stuff in the software, you're like, oh, now I have more knowledge on how to do this effect or edit. It's a way for editors to be able to supplement, or I mean, in my case, like this is my main source of income is digital products. You can either supplement your client work and like, you know, kind of combine and make it a little easier on yourself, or you could eventually just go full into that. And that's one thing that a lot of editors are missing out on right now because they're scared to give out the sauce or give out how they are like doing things, but they don't realize the leverage and the power of the internet where if you give out your sauce or your secret, you can sell that to hundreds, if not thousands, if not tens of thousands of other editors. I mean, even more, like that's just limiting numbers, but like you can sell these to so many people, impact them in a positive way, save them time, give them information, all that stuff, while also being able to make an income and a job out of it. When did you make your first digital product, or was it a Lightroom preset?
Yeah, it was Lightroom presets. And this was like before everything. This was like before I had my real big break.
Oh, really?
And I was selling them, you know, people at the time I was promoting it like edit like LT. Pretty much all I was known for was really just taking cool gym photos and that looked sick. And I was like, all right, well, people really like this. I'm like, let me just make a preset pack. And then I used to promote it as like edit like LT. That'd be like the link.
Sure.
And dude, they sold like crazy.
Yeah.
And this was, you know, I'm a small creator just trying to make it, and I was selling them.
How much did that help you be able to not have to worry about like other things? Like, did it help you like significantly being able to be like, okay, this is like maybe not like full-time income, but like able to be like,
it took a lot of pressure off me.
Yeah.
It actually sparked me to want to do more. And that's why I started creating more packs, and I was pushing them like crazy because I was like, I'm making more money from this fucking preset pack than working all week. It was like that same mindset with the construction and the weekend jobs. Yeah, it was motivating as fuck to see the money coming in and me not actually doing anything, not actually working.
I remember when I'd been selling digital products as editing stuff for a really long time. It's been since 2018, but 2018 to like pretty much 2021, I had no clue what the fuck I was doing. And then I remember I made my own website, branded everything properly. I charged a good amount of money for my product and not just selling it for $5. And I remember like the first like 2 months, I felt like I was literally doing something illegal. Like I felt like it felt like I was like, when I sold something, I was like I was pulling a fast one on someone, until I realized the reason they were buying it is because I'm actually providing so much value and like saving them time and all this stuff. I just didn't understand that like it could sell over and over and over and over and over again, because I was so close-minded in the fact that it was like, I have to go shoot and then edit and then post and then I get paid. Versus like, make a product, market it, sell,
and then like do your thing, do whatever you do. It's like make tutorials, and they're gonna sell themselves.
Exactly. Yeah. It's really, really a cheat code for editing. I think if you're not currently doing that as an editor, you're seriously missing out on a huge, huge bag that could potentially be your full-time income, or if you don't even want it to be, it could help you get to wherever you want to be. If you want to be shooting, traveling the world, or if you want to be shooting gym content or whatever you want to do, it can help you get there. And I think if you have a skill that maybe is just a little even unique, you're seriously missing out on something.
I like how you said you felt kind of guilty.
I did. I genuinely did, because I didn't understand the concept of like having a product that could be sold without me having to fulfill anything.
You're not doing anything and making money.
Real quick interruption to the pod. I want to take a second and let you guys know about my private community called Editor Pass. It has a course called Edit Once, Get Paid Forever, which teaches you how to turn your edits into editing packs and then sell those forever while growing a personal brand. Literally the step-by-step process I took to grow my personal brand while selling digital products, making over $10,000 every single month. Inside the community, there's gonna be courses like my Edit Once, Get Paid Forever courses and future courses. There's gonna be weekly live calls where you can go on and ask me questions personally. There's gonna be weekly tip videos. There's a community where you can ask a bunch of really successful and talented editors, and a bunch more. I'll have it linked down below. Go click join, and I look forward to seeing you inside.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I don't mean this in any way, but like I have so much money, but like now when I buy something, I don't even care how much it costs.
Sure.
Because I see if you drop a new like shake sauce, right?
Yeah.
I'm buying that shit.
Yeah.
I don't care how much it fucking costs, because I know this is something I'm going to use every day in my work, something that's going to help my work, help my, bring me up, and I see the value in it. So to me, it's not about the cost. I'm not worried about the money. This is an investment. That's the way I feel like a lot of editors probably feel the same way. Like, if you want something, if you want to, like, you'll pay for Adobe Lightroom because you need it. You'll pay for Final Cut $300 because you need it. Stuff like this is part of my job. So I don't really hesitate when it comes to investing into things that I know I'm gonna benefit from.
Yeah, if you're not already buying other creators' presets or plugins or making your own presets,
have to.
You're missing out on so much time saving. It's unreal. Like, and the thing is, if you don't have money, you can go and make your own presets and not even sell them. Just use them for yourself.
And there's a lot of free assets out there.
There are plenty of free assets.
Tons of free packs that I'm just discovering now.
Yeah.
I know Tiny Tapes, he just promoted one like a few weeks ago in his video. And I downloaded it and I'm like using those like daily.
Yeah.
The free assets. Yeah, dude, there's so much out there. You just gotta look.
Yeah, it's really sick. So you do the YoungLA stuff, you have your digital products, but then you also have some clothing.
Yeah, a little merch.
That's like the power of building a brand.
Yeah.
Because the only reason people are buying your presets and your clothing and working with you as a videographer and editor is because you have like a track record. You have something that like this hoodie, if Joe wasn't posting content or whatever and he just like was a faceless dude this doesn't mean anything. But now that you have a content, you have a story, whatever, there's a meaning behind the shirt, or there's meaning behind your presets, and that's what really, really helps sell. Is like people buy stuff from people that they want to be like, right?
Or
like,
people that they just support,
or respect, or want to be like, or have a similar lifestyle. Because like, I mean, you probably understand it more than I do. Like with YoungLA, it's promoting that lifestyle of like, you know, you're creating an image. And not even in a negative sense, like you hear creating an image and it sounds a little negative, but it's just like, you know, showing what you're genuinely interested in, like the culture. Gym, you know, streetwear, all this stuff, and like showing that in a brand, and then people resonate with it. Like, oh, I like the gym, I like streetwear. This is cool.
And then that's why I like to do a lot of like BTS shit, because then you really get to connect. You know, you see, oh, like the shoots are just a bunch of bros hanging out, making content, having fun. Like I fuck with that. I want to support them. You know, you're not thinking so much about the clothes and like the clothing, the material. You're not so like kind of more open-minded about it. Like, oh, I fuck with these guys. This dude makes cool BTS. Fuck with the video. Clothes are sick. I'm gonna support. You know, I want to support. That's
the power of the brand. I'm sure there's plenty of people with YoungLA, plenty of people with your products, but speaking for myself, like I have people like that, like when I don't drop a new like editing asset for a while, they're like, yo, when's the next one coming out? I want to get it. And it's like, they don't even know what it is. Like there's plenty of people that will buy stuff just because of the brand. I've spent enough time providing enough value, making high quality products that they know the next one that comes out, it's already aligned with what they're trying to do. Because they got so much value out of the previous ones. That's like Ryan Angle. Yeah, exactly. Huge creator. He's been doing this for years. Final Cut guy. Dude, OG. Dude, everything he drops, I buy. I don't give a fuck. And his prices are very fair. But I just know, because I use this shit all the time, I'm like, I know, new video, I'm buying whatever, like the effect is, or the transition pack, or the LUTs, because I just get so much value out of it. His track record has been great. Like he keeps dropping and his shit's improving, and I'm just like, dude, I love this guy. He's fucking amazing. I want to support. If he ever drops merch or something, I'm copping a hoodie. Just because he's helped me so much. He doesn't even realize he's helping us so much by him just providing things that's what he does. He just makes asset packs, and he's helping creators so much without even, I don't even think he realizes how much he does. I don't think, honestly, any creator in any space realizes until you have those one-on-one conversations where someone runs up to you like, yo, dude, I've literally like been following your shit for like 5-10 years. And like, I used to do this, and then I watched you, and now I do this. And it's like, you changed my life. And then like, even that's just one example of someone that you like ran into in person, but there are so many people like that you'll never meet or experience, or they'll never send the DM or whatever. And you really don't realize the impact you can have. I've absorbed like hours and hours of your content. You know what I mean? And I've just learned so much. You didn't know that until I told you, like until I expressed it to you. It's hard. It's cool. It's cool when people reach out and they're like, bro, you made me, you helped me invest in my first camera. Or you helped me learn how to do this. Well, the thing is, it's numbers on a screen until it isn't. And I think short form has like really changed the perception of that, because you see these TikToks with millions of views. It's like, dude, if you post a TikTok and it gets 1,000 views, bro, you know how many people 1,000 is? I always say like picture 1,000 people in a room. So I, no joke, was in Paris, and the Rugby World Cup, I was at the stadium. It said 77,000 people in attendance. I look around, I'm like, holy shit. Like my YouTube channel has double that, which is like literally until that moment, I didn't realize how many people Picture your subscribers in a stadium. That's fucking sick. Yeah, it's fucking insane. And that's how many people that when you post something, like you're reaching that many people. I wish. Oh, you know what I mean? No. But like, say you come out with merch and you have 1 million followers, dude, that's how many people have seen my face and decided to be like, I like this guy, and click subscribe. That's crazy. It's cool. It's really cool. Fucking crazy. Bro, social media is the coolest tool ever if you use it correctly, obviously. You could reach out to so many people, bro. You drop a YouTube video, everyone around the world can see it. And it's awesome. That's why I think it's I know people say like followers don't matter, but dude, building a big platform is fucking sick. You have 1 million followers, you come out with a product, you come out with something, you're reaching so many people, and your audience, you know, you want to get a lot of followers, because that's going to increase your reach. You know, when you come out with something, your audience is bigger, you're selling to more people. I think it's so true, and it's recently, let it happen organically. Let it happen. Well, do it for the right reasons too, right? For the right reasons. Like if you're an authentic person, I think this is really shining through in content more recently. If you're just authentic and true to yourself, and like you're not trying to like just make as much money as possible or whatever, people love it. Like people fucking love it, and it's just so powerful that if you're not building a brand as an editor and videographer, you're just missing like literally life-changing opportunities. Because I don't want to say it's going to get oversaturated, but there's going to be a time where it might be a little harder. And I think it's right now. And I think it's right now, and then in a week it's right now, and then in 2 weeks so start now. There's so much content. I remember there was a time on YouTube where I almost didn't start a YouTube channel because I was like, oh, it's impossible. The people that are already at the top are so established. They're so established. I can never get to that level. And that was in like, bro, it was literally in like 2013. Like, you know how crazy that is to say? So like, dude, it might feel like that right now, but if you don't go and try, or at least, you know, put in an effort, you're gonna be kicking yourself in the ass when like the new platform comes out. It's now not like, well, I think the huge thing was like when TikTok came out, like it was like people went from like, when I watch YouTube, it was like 100,000, you're fucking the biggest person ever. And now it's like TikTok, you have 50 million.
Casual, just mill every video. 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil, 1 mil.
There's people, dude, there's people that you and I have never even heard of, never even seen, that have 50, 100 million followers.
Yeah, there's 14-year-olds out there that make thousands of dollars a week from TikTok. Then they're 14, 15, 16, making thousands of dollars a week.
It's wild.
Like, that is unheard of, but that's our day and age. Like, even gaming, like they're teaching that in some colleges now. They have like gaming courses and shit. Yeah,
so the power of the internet's crazy, but let's get back real quick before we go ahead and finish this up is let's ask some questions about like what has been the experience like working with YoungLA? What's the coolest shoot you've ever done in your opinion? It doesn't have to be the biggest or the biggest name or whatever.
I shot Arnold.
Arnold?
Yeah. It was literally a 10-minute shoot.
That's cool.
It was literally Arnold put this t-shirt on, photo, quick BTS video, and that was it. Handshake, walked off.
Wow. Yeah. He just moves like different.
Well, it was kind of like that was like just the deal. It was like, because we sponsored the event, so they promised us like a singular post, like one photo. But yeah, that 10 minutes was just very
the pressure
surreal. It was very surreal. Yeah, it was to see him like in front of me was just crazy because it's someone you see on a screen your whole life. To like physically see them, I was just like mind blown. So that was cool, and it was at Gold's Venice, which is like his gym, like the historical
that's the
gym.
Mecca.
Yeah.
So I guess this is a two-part question. What's one unexpected thing that's a positive about working and doing what you do? And what's one unexpected negative that people might not think about?
I'll say the positive is like who I get to meet and the places I get to shoot. Like I shot on like a helicopter pad.
Yeah.
I would never do that if it wasn't like YoungLA job. You know what I mean? I would never like do that on my own. Yeah, the places I get to go, the people I get to meet, it's all because of my job. And that's just surreal. Like some of the places we shoot are just inaccessible to the normal person. No one's pulling out like $5,000 for one shoot by themselves. So I'm so blessed to be in the position where I'm just working and I get to go to all these cool places and meet all these cool people. Which is negative, I would say, is like the time, like the deadlines and shooting on Wednesday and then shooting Friday and then you have to get it in by Tuesday, Monday. Because what we do is it's like drop culture and we're always dropping every few weeks. Once one drop is done, we're shooting the next drop and then they're shooting the next drop. And it's tough because if you're an editor, you know what I'm saying when it's like, all right, we shot all day Friday, everyone's having fun, everyone's splitting up, like, oh, good work, everyone's going home. We're going home and we're fucking popping that SD in and we got to edit for however many hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So that's the tough job about being an editor. It's like, your job is, the shoot is half the battle, less than half the battle. If you shoot Thursday, Friday, like which I did this week, today's Friday, I shot today and yesterday, I'm fucking editing this whole weekend. So even though the work is finished, I'm just getting started. Yeah. So that's, I would just say the only negative, which isn't really a negative because I love my job, I'm blessed. It's just the time is crazy, how much time I spend editing and working and back and forth. But this is what I love, you know? You don't see, if you're an editor and you've been in the space, you do understand that, but to the average person that maybe isn't an editor, you don't see the behind the scenes. And you know, which we had this conversation before, like balancing social life. Like I have a girlfriend, spending time with my friends. It's tough because editing takes time, bro. And it's alone time. I'm in my office, you know, but I really do try, like I started skating now. So I like to go skate, spend time with my girlfriend, really find that balance because being an editor is a very tough job. Not just in terms of editing, but balancing the life of having to always be editing and then trying to be social and spend time with friends and family and your girlfriend. Yeah, no, I remember when I was growing my YouTube channel and it's some sacrifices you do have to make. Like I remember there was times where like it was probably something I should have gone to with my friends or should have gone to with my family where I just was like, I have to record and edit and do whatever. And it's those sacrifices that like you do have to make, but also sometimes there are exceptions where like if you're really looking at it, like think about the event you're going to is what I would recommend. And like if it's something that you probably should be at for your friends or family, make the effort, because that's one thing I struggled with early on. And if you can put it off for like a day or two, you know, because it's not the end of the world. Yes, I used to always think, oh, shoot, edit, like stay up all night. And now I kind of step back from that. I'm like, all right, listen, you just worked all day. Let's go home, upload the footage, sleep, wake up and get to work with a fresh brain. Well, because I was like editing with a fucking tired brain, and I was just like falling asleep at my desk. And that's not the way to do it. It's not, you're not going to make your best work. So I prioritize getting rest and then getting to work, which is a lot better than trying to stay up all night and crushing energy drinks.
Yeah. And if you do understand that you want to do this for, you know, your career and your lifetime, you're going to burn yourself out if you do the other
which
one.
I've done many times, like
Which
multiple times.
I think every editor has struggled from that for sure.
And it's the burnouts that make you realize, like, all right, I have to make sure I go skate for 2 hours, put my phone away for 2 hours, like go out, take my girlfriend to dinner, and really find, I know it's hard, but really truly try to find that balance between editor work life and your social life and doing things that you like, hobbies and stuff.
Okay, so one final question I think is, what is one action step you would recommend to someone that wants to do something similar to you as a career path? Like if they're just like kind of lost, they're like, oh, it'd be really cool to go shoot for a gym brand or just like any kind of like making anything similar to what you're doing. What is one action step that someone can take today to get closer to that?
Well, something someone used to tell me was like, well, I say it in terms of myself. I'm like, don't try to be the next LT, be the first you. Gain inspiration from me and what I do, but don't try to copy step by step what I did, because then you're gonna just be doing what I'm doing. Like you gotta, especially people that try to work for like a brand like YoungLA, don't be providing the same content that we already do. Don't try to do the same shit that's already there. You gotta bring something new to the table, provide different value, and really find who you are, like what separates you from everybody else. And that's it, man. I just gotta be proactive, gotta talk to people, gotta network, get yourself out there, and it's really gonna pay off. Like this relationship right here came through social media, like just messaging each other. Now we're sitting here doing a podcast together, and that's how quick it could happen, because social media is just the coolest tool ever.
What you said about not trying to be the next LT is so true, because I remember on my early days, I'd break down a lot of Lyrical Lemonade music videos, Cole Bennett music videos, and people were like, yo, you're the next Cole Bennett. And I would always reply to them in the DMs and be like, respectfully, that's not what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
I respect everything he's done, like absolute in the industry, absolutely killing it. But I don't want to do the exact same things and take the same steps, because the market doesn't want that. Cole Bennett's Cole Bennett for a reason.
He already got that locked down. Like that's his style, it's his everything.
I think a lot of music video editors struggle with that, because they had like, I'm guilty of it myself, but making the channel the two letters that are matching, like Lyrical Lemonade. I had one called Wonder World, and I did music videos through it. And I was like, wow, I'm doing pretty cool music videos. Why is this not growing? It's because there's already that's already filled in the gap. You have to come at it in a new, unique angle, and it's not copying the exact steps. It's taking inspiration from people and figuring out how to do it.
Which is tough as a creator, because it's very like shake sauce. I use shake sauce. Yeah. So the guy next to me, he's using shake sauce. So like to that extent, yes, it's gonna look similar because we're using the same effects and stuff. But it's trying to find your own thing, trying to find your look or your something that separates you. Like people like Drew, shout out Drew Cronin. Yeah. When I'm scrolling, I'm like, Drew video. Like there's no tag, there's no, I just know it's him. Because he has that distinct look and this distinct style. That's what you should seek as a creator, is like creating a style, creating a look, or just something that people can be like, that's a Bryan video, that's a Joe video. Yep. You know? Beautiful. Well, dude, thank you so much. I feel like this conversation was amazing. I think there's so much value and so many nuggets in here for editors and videographers. The first pod, right? Editor Pass. Editor Pass podcast #1. Let's go. I'm excited for you, bro. This is dope. Thank you. Real quick before we head out, where can everyone find you? How can they support you? All of that stuff. My Instagram is LT Visual Media. That's pretty much my main social media. I don't really do anything else. I have a YouTube channel. Got some vlogs on there. I'm not very consistent, sadly. I'm sorry. And I do have a podcast, which also we kind of took a step back, but Legacy Loading is my podcast. I got tons of sick episodes, sick guests, if you guys want to check that out. Definitely check it out. I've watched more than a handful of those. Yeah, appreciate that, man. I appreciate you having me on. This is awesome. Absolutely. I'm excited for your pod. This is going to be sick, bro. Thank you. Definitely check out editing presets and packs. You have one in the works right now, I do have my first video effects pack. That's huge. I have a bunch of preset packs, but now this is my first some transitions, custom transitions, putting the final touches on it. He understands the wave. He knows how to move as an editor. But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching, and thank you, Joe, for coming on. My dude. Let's go. Peace. That's a wrap.